welcome. Please be seated. It is my honor to welcome you to Bethlehem. The IIRP is a young school on the land of the Lenape, and we honor those that came before us in the Lenape Nation of Pennsylvania that still lives here today. I want to first welcome our graduates. Today is your day. Mary Bateson, the anthropologist and daughter of Margaret Mead, observed, "We're not what we know, but what we are willing to learn." We're here to celebrate your willingness, your efforts to make a more compassionate, just, and inclusive world. So take a moment to look around you and notice all the faces smiling back at you. The children and the husbands and the wives, partners, parents, families, and friends who've helped you make it to this moment. To all the family and friends, we're glad you're here to celebrate with us. It's an amazing accomplishment of our graduates. And I also want to recognize those who could not be here today. We might have someone we're missing. I know some of our graduates and some of our family and friends are not in this room. So let's honor their spirit and wisdom as well, and their encouragement that helped bring you to this day. No doubt they too are very proud of you. We have a few guests to honor. When I call your name, please stand. Ted Blochtel here, our founder? I didn't see him yet. Okay. And our trustees, Dr. Abdul Malik Mohammed and Setu Laxmi Nair. Our provost, Dr. Michael Valdez-Rafante, and Paul Leese, that's IIRP's Vice President for Strategy and Communications. And certainly our faculty, Dr. Gina Abrams. I think we're supposed to be standing. Please, thank you, okay. Dean Mary Jo Hebling, Dr. Doug Judge, Dr. Fernanda Fonseca Rosenblatt, Dr. Frida Rundell, Elizabeth Small, Pam Thompson, Dr. Mike Washington, and our librarian, Zoe Modig. Last and certainly not least, I want to welcome all of our staff. Please take a moment to stand. Thank you. Okay. So thank you for everything you've done to support our graduates. It's now my pleasure to invite an accomplished and fierce advocate for restorative justice and restorative practice to the podium, Dr. Abdul Malik Mohammed.
Good afternoon. It is an honor to stand here with you on this threshold between what has been and what will become. Frantz Fanon once wrote, "Each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it." I believe we are living in such a moment, a time of fracture and reckoning, yes, but also of possibility. And that possibility is not abstract. It's personal, it's local, it's sitting here in your chair. You're not just graduating with a degree, you're stepping into leadership. Not the title on the door kind of leadership, but the kind that shows up when the heat is rising, the kind that knows how to hold a circle when everything is falling apart, the kind that listens not to win, but to understand. Restorative practices, in its purest form, aren't just programs. They're not toolkits. They are a way of being in the world, an audacious belief that people can change, that systems can heal or be dismantled and built anew, and that relationships, even when ruptured, can be repaired. But let me be clear that this work will not always be easy. In fact, it never feels so. You are choosing to walk into rooms that others avoid, to stay in conversations when silence would be more comfortable, to ask not what's wrong with you, but what happened, and more importantly, what can we do together? I think often of the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is mended with gold. The fractures don't disappear. They are not hidden, they are honored. The repair becomes part of the story. The vessel becomes stronger at the broken places. This is our work now, to lead not with perfection, but with presence, to build not just programs, but cultures, to restore not just others, but ourselves over and over again. Class of 2025, your mission is not small, but neither is your capacity. Now is the time, and we are the people. Congratulations, and onward, my friends. President Kligman, I turn it now back to you to continue the celebration.
Next, I'd like to invite our provost, Michael Valdez-Rafante, to introduce our speaker from the class of 2025.
Thank you, Linda. I'm honored to introduce our student speaker, whose brilliance, character, and commitment are truly representative of this year's graduates. Daniel Rios Moreno is a political scientist from Colombia with postgraduate studies in social organizations management, and over the past 5 years, he has worked to implement restorative practices in diverse settings, including community, school, and institutional contexts. His recent focus has been on supporting victims of armed conflict in Colombia through restorative approaches within transitional justice frameworks. Daniel's path has led him through multiple roles in Colombia, Argentina, France, and the United Kingdom, where he has led volunteer initiatives, community-based projects, and intercultural cooperation efforts. He also coordinated educational and cultural programs in marginalized communities and co-founded a social enterprise in Paris that connects travelers with grassroots projects across 3 continents. These experiences deepened his belief in the power of local action and global solidarity. He is fluent in Spanish, English, and French, and deeply values connection, cultural exchange, and the role of dialogue in strengthening community life. Please welcome Daniel.
Hello, everyone. It's truly an honor to be here today, sharing this moment with all of you, fellow graduates, families, professors, staff, and everyone who has worked with us along the way. Behind each of us, there is a story of commitment, of change, of growth. Some of us arrived at this moment through professional crossroads, while others were navigating grief, transition, or unexpected hope. In my case, I began this journey while working for the local government in a restorative justice program for juveniles in Bogotá, Colombia, where I come from. Today, I'm part of a team supporting victims of the armed conflict, still working toward implementing the restorative approach in a transitional justice context. And throughout this time, I've come to see how deeply connected our global efforts are, even if we are thousands of miles apart. I found the IIRP thanks to the director of the Juvenile Restorative Justice Program of Bogotá. He recognized my deep interest in restorative work and encouraged me to consider this program, knowing it to be a global reference in the field. His recommendation, together with the support of the Impact Scholarship, made this possible. That support didn't just open a door, it changed my life. And for that, I'm deeply grateful. Your investment goes far beyond one student. It reaches the communities I serve. When I began my studies here, I already believed in the power of listening and connection. But I didn't have the words nor the structure to understand the kinds of practices I had seen transform lives. I didn't know how to talk about shame or about community as a protective factor, or about resilience not as something individual, but as something relational, cultural, and transgenerational. This program gave me the language and the tools to connect those insights to a larger global version. Throughout the program, I kept returning to one simple yet powerful truth. Restorative practices are not just something we do, it's something we live. They are how we relate, how we lead, how we teach, how we repair, and how we show up when things are hard. And along the way, I learned something else, that the way we move through the world matters. That focusing our attention, cultivating our awareness, and grounding ourselves in intention are more than concepts. They are quite disciplined, a way of being, a way of walking into the world with clarity, humility, and presence. Attention, awareness, and intention, not as ideals, but as practices that restore dignity, bring understanding, and shape the spaces we are part of. As we leave this program and continue in our roles, whether in schools, governments, prisons, communities, or homes, I believe our work is not to have all the answers. Our work is to hold space, to make room, to ask the questions that matter, questions that invite us to pause, to listen, to acknowledge the harm, to wonder what's needed to move forward, not alone, not above, not despite, but together. These aren't theoretical questions, they are human ones, and they require us to slow down when the world wants to speak, to stay present when everything pushes us to look away, to remember that healing is not an event, it's a process. It's relational, it's collective, and it takes time. To my fellow students, you reminded me that restorative practices are alive in every part of the world. I saw it in your stories, your questions, and your courage. Every post, every comment, every shared experience felt like a window being opened, and I will carry those open windows with me wherever I go. To the faculty and staff, thank you for modeling what it means to teach restoratively. You held us, challenged us, and trusted us. Even while facing your own struggles, you walked beside us, and that didn't go unnoticed. To our families, friends, mentors, and those who stood beside us in quiet, everyday ways, this moment belongs to you. And now, as I return to my work in Colombia, my goal is to make this learning last. I want to build spaces for truth-telling and repair, for dialogue between victims and institutions, for collective reflection and restoration. I want to help strengthen the threads of a social fabric worn thin by violence and injustice. I want restoration not as one-time promise, but as a way of working together again and again. And perhaps the most powerful lesson I will take with me is this: conflict is not failure. Silences, avoidances, disconnection is. But conflict, when held with courage, with care, and with dignity, can open the door to accountability, to understanding, to transformation. In a world tempted by war, addicted to speed, fractured by division, in a world that normalizes violence and rewards disconnection, being restorative is radical. It's tender, and it's bold. It is, as someone once reminded us a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the way of the resistance. Quietly, intentionally, courageously, we are the resistance. And our resistance is this: to listen, to repair, to choose restoration over revenge, presence over distance, and community over fear. Today, we graduate not just with a degree, but with a commitment to keep learning, to keep circling, to keep walking into hard conversations, and to keep showing up in ways that make restoration possible. Thank you, and congratulations to each one of you.
Thank you, Daniel, for those heartfelt words. So, good afternoon again. This is my second commencement since beginning my service as provost at the IIRP. A year ago, I was quite new to the IIRP and wasn't quite sure how to frame my remarks with other than general observations. A year later, I'm bursting with things to say about my admiration for IIRP faculty, staff, and students. I've developed my own view of our students as socially committed, insightful, curious, and diligent scholar practitioners. I know this in part because I've taken 4 courses at the IIRP, and they're my classmates. And Dr. Judge, I turned in my assignment this morning before coming here, so I know what it's like to try to juggle those things, and it's not easy. So I checked in with our professors with the question, what do you appreciate the most about our students? In response, they highlighted several characteristics of the IIRP teaching experience that they most cherish. They emphasized that learning at the IIRP is a two-way process. Educators don't simply share knowledge and skills, but they also learn from their students in a true learning community. According to lecturer and director of instruction, Beth Small, we create a community of learners in each course, and I get to be part of the learning as I am facilitating the learning experience. Similarly, Dean of Continuing Education, Mary Jo Hebling, noted, we share a commitment to the importance of community and relationship as we contribute to the reciprocity of teaching and learning. Faculty recognize that our students come to the program with diverse backgrounds that enrich the learning environment. The diversity of experience enhances discussions and deepens understanding across contexts. Dr. Mike Washington shared that the depth and breadth of the various experiences and professional insights are inspiring, and I learned much about the field and applications from my students. Similarly, Dr. Frida Rundell said she honors the continual change happening with different learners and their contextual needs. Staying in tune with this as a teacher helps me revisit how to apply and adapt theories. Faculty highlighted the energy and commitments that students bring to the graduate school. As Dr. Judge noted, I was immediately struck by the depth of passion and preparation that our students bring to our graduate courses. Engaging in shared learning with them has broadened my lens on restorative practices implementation across diverse contexts and deepened my commitment to impact the work in my own community. We are the International Institute for Restorative Practices, and many of our students indeed bring global perspectives into the program. Lecturer Miguel Teo explained that what he enjoys most about engaging in the student teaching learning process is seeing new awareness emerge in students as they encounter new possibilities for restorative justice and restorative practices internationally, and how this changes their own view and practice. Lecturer Kevin Jones concurred, saying, the thing I like most about engaging with IIRP students is connecting and learning with individuals from around the globe, each bringing their unique perspective and experiences. As educators, our faculty members enjoy seeing student growth and transformation through deep learning. Dr. Fernanda Fonseca Rosenblatt shared, what I love most about teaching and advising at the IIRP is the opportunity to witness our students challenge assumptions, build bridges between theory and practice, and bring restorative values to life in deeply relational and innovative ways. For Dr. Gina Abrams, it is what students commit to outside of the IIRP that is most admirable. She stated of our brave students, even when faced with challenges, they follow their hearts to make our world healthier and more just. Graduates, you have made quite an impression with your faculty and all of us at the IIRP. I wish you continued success in your endeavors as scholar practitioners who will contribute to a bright future for restorative practices around the world. Dr. Kligman and Dr. Mohammed, please join me at the podium.
The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in 2006 granted to the Board of the International Institute for Restorative Practices the right to operate as an authorized and recognized graduate school and to confer Master of Science degrees. We have entrusted this duty and honor to our president, her administration, and our faculty.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Restorative Practices rise and remain standing? By virtue of the authority vested in me, and upon the unanimous recommendation of all of our faculty, I confer upon you the degree you have earned with all the rights and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Dean Keynes and Setu, can you join me? And I would like to invite our graduates to line up by the stairs to the left. And when oh, Jamie, you're supposed to read this part. This is Jamie's part. No. You give directions.
Oh, thank you. I would like to ask you to line up to the left of the stairs. When I read your name, please come up to be hooded by Dr. Valdez-Rafanti. Setu will greet you and hand your diploma to Dr. Kligman. Dr. Kligman will give you your diploma. When you exit the stage, please stop at the photographer for an individual photo, and then please meet Cabin at the bar for a group photo. And for those in the audience, we have, as Dr. Kligman mentioned, more graduates than who were able to attend today, so I will be reading every graduate's name. Karina Bauza, who is a Sean Such Scholarship recipient and completed the Master of Science Specialization in Education. Michelle Chaburka, Mary Ferguson, Ellison Rose Gossett, Joseph Eduardo Iacona with a Master of Science Specialization in Community Engagement. Kelly Krieger with a Master of Science Specialization in Community Engagement. Matthew Robbins Leaf with a Master of Science Specialization in Education. Tracy Lenhart, Littlewoo, Impact Scholarship recipient with a Master of Science Specialization in Community Engagement and a Graduate Certificate in Relational Facilitation. Ana Luisa Lopez Silva with a Master of Science Specialization in Education. Megan O. Morgan. Christina R. Neuschwander, Katie Owens Murphy, Master of Science with Thesis Option, Jean M. Pettingell. Robert Todd Rich with a Master of Science Specialization in Education. Daniel Alejandro Rios Moreno, Impact Scholarship recipient with a Master of Science and a Graduate Certificate in Relational Facilitation. Amanda Saunders, Carlos Solis, Master of Science and a Graduate Certificate in Relational Facilitation. Victoria M. Torres, Master of Science Specialization in Education and a Graduate Certificate in Relational Facilitation. Mara Caitlin Wamsley, Clifford M. Wright, Jr.
Please give a round of applause for all of our graduates. You can come and be seated. Oh, they can't, not yet. Congratulations. So I invite all of you to join our new alumni downstairs for a reception in the blast furnace room, located on the second floor just below us. And a special thank you to the Fairmount String Quartet, Joseph Taccone, Staff at Arts Quest, you're wonderful. And our event team, Kristen Weber, Jamie Keynes, Kevin Mulligan, Colleen Kirby, Paul Leese, Monique Sempertighi, Stephanie Steele, Dana Yurgowski, David Reinfeld, Jen Heastan, Sean Phillips, and Jim Ridbert. So thank you very much. So please rise for the procession, and these proceedings are now closed.